3, 2, 1.
Oh, mother! What's up, everybody? It's Cold Steel 1776, and I'm gonna be teaching you how to counter Skypoint's new deadly deck, The Falkaning. I made this video in regards to the fact that I wanted to give you guys a counter source to come to, so we don't see this, overrun the ladder because, like all Skypoint's decks, it's very well put together, and there's a lot of potential for it to just kill you out of nowhere. It's really powerful, and it can really creep up on you if you don't know what you're doing. So I made this deck, and I was kind of afraid it was going to overrun the ladder. Yeah, I know, pretty scary, right? But, in this video, I'm going to show you 3 matches with 2 different folks. And, I took on the deck, and I found a pretty effective counter to it. There's a few cards that make that happen. We're going to jump right into the video, and, we're going to watch a little bit and see how you handle this beast of a deck. Real quick, he started with Orbital Bombardment, I think it is. And, yeah, that's a pretty nasty card. Does 3 damage every time it kills a card. It can respawn back in your deck. And, yeah, I mean, definitely does, some crowd management. Here you see that, he got his vet off, and he put stealth on it. And this is me realizing that I know what he's gonna do now. So I know that my best chance is to strip away his tactics in his hand, because he's pretty much trapped at this point. He has to go ahead with the vet. He's going to try desperately to pull back the card he needs, but he can't find it. So, obviously he's going to hit me for 9 damage, but that's a lot better than 11 followed by 13, and he's going to try to heal it, because he kind of realized that he's trapped, but Endro Shrek was right there, and, yeah, I was more than happy to sacrifice him, so I didn't get hit with that again. And put down the Raven to get a little bit of pressure on him. Start knocking his points down a little bit. One more orbital bombardment. But he didn't kill it, so it's not going to respawn this time. I think that was a second orbital bombardment. I'm going to go into Night Hunter and heal up 8 points. I'm just going to pause the video here for a second. Oh, geez, and he put one of the vets down just as I pause it. But, there's a few options that I have to take care of this right now. I'm sure he's going to put stealth on the vet, so that doesn't matter. But, one cool combo, if you don't know what it is you got Conrad Curse here, Night Hunter. And you have the Land Raider here, which gives +2 to adjacent units. So, even without Mercy and Forgiveness, we can still get Conrad doing 4 damage a turn. That's very deadly, and if you combo that with Mercy and Forgiveness, he can do 8 damage on his own every turn. Plus, the Land Raider's a beast itself, being at 8-9. So, honestly, powering up Conrad is just scary, you know what I mean? So, it's a pretty decent combo. And we have Ramira here, which she's really nice to combo with Recon Claw here, because every time she kills something, she obviously goes back to your hand, and you can replay her, and she can really start doing work for you with about 7 damage. She can take down a lot of stuff, and if you combo her with Conrad Cruz, Mercy and Forgiveness, that's 4 damage from him, that's 7 damage from her, and I mean, you're really racking up the kills real quick, because I mean, there are a few cards in the game that can take 11 damage. Plus, I mean, if you combo that with Recon Claw and Time Melt-A-Bomb, I think it is on turn 5, if you have Recon Claw on the field, pay 4 for the cost, and 1 to prime it. You can do 4 damage straight across the board. You can get that from defensive satellites too, if you roll high and you're super lucky, but that's a pretty effective board clear, so take down hard targets with this, crowd control with this, make Conrad a beast with this combo. Ooh, escape vent. I did not see that coming. Ha ha ha. Come on, buddy. We're just gonna take you out back, give you a little medicine. Oh, there it is. We got rid of the Equitrez too. It's only doing 7 damage. He got rid of the Leviathan. It's a little sad. I'm gonna take a second for silence. Okay, that's a good memoriam. But, yeah, we got tools to handle this. Yeah, that didn't go so well for him. We can play Vorax, or I could have went with Emperor's Executioners here. Really knocked him out, but, at this point, he knew it was over. So, the next 2 matches are going to be with Cue Ball. He's a really good guy. He's in Malcador's Elites. Just really nice guy. He volunteered to clone, Skypoint's new Falk deck with one little swap out he made. There's a 2/4 frontline Astartes that he added in. I guess that takes away from the Rhino strategy, where the Rhino is the only Astartes in your deck. So instead of a 100% chance of drawing it, it's down to about a 50%. But Cue Ball is he's a really good tactician, so I wouldn't say that slows him down a lot. And he does use the Astartes about as effectively as he can, the 2/4 drop, so I wouldn't say he's running on much of a handicap. Immediately, he's going to get those veterans out on turn 4. Pretty hard pressed to do anything with it, but a little bit of strategy came into thinking here as his vet's on the board. I play Edict of Censure. I could strip out his hand. That way, he can't combo that with the one ability that's going to give him Bloodthirst. He didn't get escape vents off since he played it on curve. You know, we really took away his ability to use that effectively, so I may get knocked down now, but I severely limited the damage that he could do to me. He's going to try to refill his hand. with some card draw, which is a pretty decent idea. And that's a really good combo he just did. He got to deal the damage with his vet, and he got to send it back to his hand with Ambassador Melgator. That's something I didn't see Skypoint do in his video, which, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, if it was in his hand and he had to set up for it, he'd probably do. But others that are watching this video, and you're going to use this Falk deck, that is probably a pretty good combo to do. I mean, it lets you recycle your vets and get some more damage downrange. You'll start throwing a Reaper of Caldrax on the board. You know, I just thought of it. I think Warp Retreat is the card that lets you pull your cards in play back to your hand. That'd be a really good card to put in your Falconing deck as Warp Retreat. Matter of fact, after this video, we're gonna look at it because if you can bring those vets back into your hand and get them out on the field again, like let's say that you played them on curve and you didn't have escape fence or anything, if you put down Warp Retreat, then you could potentially get them back in your hand and keep them in use. So that's something else to look at too. If you're looking at playing the new Falconing deck that Skypoint dropped, that's the 2/4 Breachers squad. That was the one card that Cue Ball did sub in. Contrador. It's a pretty effective use of it. He's gonna kill it, and he's gonna put that card back in his deck. Really decent use of that. And he drops his deaths. We're gonna take care of those real quick, since there's no cover on them. Our Reaper's gonna bring him down. And now we're gonna board clear. Now, with Mercy and Forgiveness and the Land Raider, we can do 8 damage a turn. Spread out over 2 attacks with Bloodthirst. Here's a really effective use with Viral Bomb. I have some really tanky units on the board, but it really put the hit to them. And at this point, we get him. Let's go and see if we can't find warp retreat here. It's gonna be, here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Return a friendly troop to your hand and reduce its cost to 0. Draw a card. So, oh no, it says deck. But still, I mean, if you can recycle your vets in a Falk deck, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't use it. You know what I mean? Just like a way to stand out, maybe do something different if you're gonna use a build that's based off what he has. I mean, it's definitely more more cushion. Something else to be a little bit unique, maybe give you a little bit more options. Play with this build. And now we're gonna go to the final fight here that I did, and this one's gonna be against Cue Ball again. We were lucky to start with Edict of Censure again. So what we can do is we can wait till he plays a card. Well, his vet specifically. And then we can play Edict so he doesn't get Bloodthirst off on him. Because getting hit with 11 and then 13 damage is gonna wreck our day. Shomgun. Oh, there's his vet. We have to spring the trap. We have to spring it now. Nope. That's not what I decided to do. Oh god. Yeah, like past me. He knew what he was doing. He's like, nope, we're gonna kill it. We have an opportunity to. We're just gonna take care of that. And I'm like, we have to kill it now and get hit with about 6, 7 damage. Let's not do that, future me. Let's take the smart road. Now we're gonna strip his hand. I'd say Edict really changed the meta. I mean, honestly, uh, you're seeing a lot more troop-based builds now. Because, I mean, just that card can really cripple somebody's hand, man. And against really tactic-heavy decks, I mean, you're struggling. You're behind the 8 ball. Right now, he has 2 cards in his hand. Well, 3 now. But I have 9. They, well, okay, granted, one of them is Madness. But, like, 7 cards in my hand that I can use to deal with whatever he has. So he's on 4, I'm on 7. He's kind of playing with a handicap now. Gonna strip him down of his attack. great use to take down my time meltdown. Here he goes. He's gonna use escape vent. But we're not having any of that. Come outside, buddy. Let's give you a little bit of medicine. Oh, there it is. See you later, Sparky. And it's pretty much over. Good times. I'm gonna walk you through my deck and give you guys some final thoughts here. Oh shoot, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Okay, so to walk you guys through the deck, we got Conrad, obviously, 2 Recon Claws. These guys really pull off a lot of magic. They make a lot of this happen. We got Mercy and Forgiveness, obviously, because no Conrad deck would be complete without it. Got some Gold Stones for some fast hitting. And I really like these guys because they can bypass front lines. Ekratraz, because we need a little bit of healing. Skitari Peltas to damage and stun those in stealth. A talent for murder, because sometimes you just need to take down those big units. Timber talent. These guys are pretty good about getting you out of a pinch fast. Vorax. These guys are really good at crowd control, fast crowd control, so you don't get overwhelmed. Time Melt-A-Bomb. If you can combo these with a Recon Claw, really effective crowd control. Indra Shrek. Really good to just kind of like... When I think of Indra Shrek, I think about a savings account, you know? You just put like $500 in there, you know, and maybe about a decade later, go back and yeah, maybe about 700, 800, you know. He's he's kind of like a good deposit on the battlefield, you know what I mean? That makes sense. Skitari Protector. He was really good before the buff. With the extra attack. He's about the best 5 energy uh energy unit that you can get, at least in the neutral category. Manifest Destiny, because sometimes you just need a little bit more health. There's been quite a few fights where that card's really saved me. Edict of Censure, because it's becoming a really popular card. To be able to use against Thousand Suns and World Eaters specifically. Oh gosh, that can be a real big turn in our favor. Plus, we're only rocking 7 tactics, 6, not including Edict itself. So, I mean, taking down like one of or 2, 3, you know, of our tactics isn't really going to hurt us as much as it's going to hurt a lot of other decks. A really good combo is to play something like Edict of Censure, and then play, you know, like a heavy card, because you know that your opponent's not going to have a lot of hard card removal. So it's kind of like pop and smoke, and then play, you know, like effectively kind of like a tank. You know what I mean? Make it so your opponent can't just knock it out in one hit. I'm gonna play Ramira because this is another good card combo with the Recon Claw. You know, every turn you're just putting this 7 attack card that can just knock out like a really heavy unit, and can combined with Conrad here, can really start knocking him out. Because, I mean, even if he doesn't have Mercy and Forgiveness, he's still throwing 2 damage out with Ramir here for 7 damage. So, it's like 9 damage a turn. Not even the Land Rider could survive that. Like, let's say my opponent played the Land Rider. If I can get Ramira to combo with Recon Claw, and then Conrad Cruz to hit it, and Night Hunter form, he could really knock this thing out. And he can trigger his ability and go in stealth. And the same thing could be done to Leviathan. I mean, that's just, it's a really deadly combo. Spectre of Judgment, because sometimes you just need hard card removal. I used to only pack one of these, but then the Custodians were throwing out those dang Dreadnoughts with shield, and 9 health, and Survivor 3, and it's like, just get them out of here, you know? Like, if I see really Custody heavy, decks being used, you know, like, there's just numerous ones, they're all fielding those Dreadnoughts. What I like to do is I like to swap out this card for Sabotage. That way, you know, I could just bypass Shield, bypass Survivor 3, and then I could just, you know, do something like a Talent for Murder on them. So for about 5 energy, I can just take them down real easy with, like, you know, something like Goldstone's Hunters. We got our Leviathan Dreadnought here, because this guy, you know, he's really effective frontline, he's heavy, he's a beast. Things like Outflank, Ashen Blow, One of the Week, you know, things like that, they're really going to mess him up, so I guess sometimes you gotta wait till your opponent's exhausted their card draw, you know, their hard removal to put them down, you know what I mean? We also got the Raven. He's really effective, he's a good finisher. And we got our Land Raider for the Night Hunter combo. So, really great cards. My final thoughts here is Skypoint. He's a really good player. He puts a lot of time, effort, and love into his decks. I love him. I love what he does. Great guy. He's made a big impact on the community. Awesome dude. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to his video, and you should really subscribe to his channel. He puts out a lot of good content. And bye until next time.